Number 8. So this is a factoring and you've got to solve it. So what is the first thing we always do on factoring?
Set it equal to 0.
Set it equal to 0. So how do I set number 8 equal to 0?
What is that, an x?
Subtract x. That's right. If I subtract x from both sides, what's my new equation?
6x squared minus 2.
Minus x.
Minus 2.
Why did you say minus x before minus 2?
It's got to be in the outstanding order.
It's got to be in the order from highest power to lowest power, yeah. I don't know why I said outstanding, but yeah. Okay, then what's the next thing you always want to check for? What is the next thing you check for after you set it equal to 0? Do you know? The greatest common factor. And is there a greatest common factor between these three terms, bless you?
Thank you.
No, there's not. So because there's no greatest common factor, you go straight to the x box, okay? So to do the x box, though, you need to label A, B, and C. What is A?
6.
6. What is B?
1.
Negative 1. Look, B is right here, that negative 1. A, I'm going to put the blue in actually. 6 right here. And what is C?
Negative 2.
C is negative 2, that's right. Okay, what goes in the top blank?
Negative 12.
Negative 12 because it's A times C, so A times C, which is negative 12, that's right. What goes in the bottom?
Negative 2.
What goes in the bottom?
Negative 1.
Negative 1 is B. Okay, so now you got to find two numbers that multiply to give you negative 12 and add to give you negative 1. What would those numbers be? Negative 4 and 3, very good. And what do you have to do to these side numbers after you find them?
Divide them or like,
Put the fraction line, and then what goes on top of the fraction line? 6x, that's right, good. Nice. What do I have to do after I write the fractions, though?
divide or simplify.
Simplify, right? You always have to simplify fractions. And in this case especially, or it's not going to work. So, if I simplify 6 over negative 4, what would that become?
Negative 3 over 2x.
3 over negative 2.
3 over negative 2. You got to keep the negatives where they are and keep the x's where they are.
Yeah, 3 over
You said negative 3 over 2x. 3x over negative 2. Right? Because you can divide each of these numbers by 2. So it becomes this. Alright, what if I reduce the 6 over 3? What does that become?
2 over 1.
So 2x over 1. Right, so now it's simplified as much as I can. So those are my two factors. So what goes inside my parentheses?
3x minus 2 and 2x plus 1.
Alright, 3x minus 2 and 2x plus 1 equals 0. That's right. So that's the factored form. And now you need to write two equations to solve for x. So what are those two equations going to be? That's right. 3x minus 2 equals 0. And
2x plus 1 equals 0.
that is right. 2x plus 1 equals 0. Okay, so to solve the 3x minus 2 equals 0, what do I need to do?
Add 2.
If I add 2 to both sides, that gives me 3x equals 2. And how do I solve for x right here? 3x equals 2.
Divide by 3.
Divide by 3.
X equals 2 over 3.
X equals 2 over 3. That's one of the solutions. X equals 2 over 3. Okay, now we have 2x plus 1 equals 0. How do I solve this one?
Subtract 1.
Subtract 1. That gives me 2x equals negative 1. And then what do I do to solve for x?
Divide 2.
X equals negative 1 over 2. That's your two solutions, and that is it.